Oh, right. Where did Alice go?
Isn't everyone ganging up on us again?
Yeah, because I think
we got 9 and everyone's like, "Fuck you, Sigma."
Yeah,
and they took our arm. Which right now our audience.
Remember, they took our fucking hand.
Oh right, they cut our arm off.
We have like we have fake hands.
Because things are actually getting kind of interesting now.
Yeah,
like
I forgot.
Like how the whole game should have been. The whole game should be like, "Oh my god, is that Santa? Am I a robot? What's happening?" And instead, it's just like, "You can't go through the door. You have 9 points." Die. I'm like, I'm glad I played for 6 hours so they could just stop me. And that was all that happened in this timeline. Yeah, so we got an ally. You ready, Andrew? Too late. We're going anyway. Fuck it. You do have to be ready, though, because you say all the lines.
Never. I never will say a single line again.
What's our volume set at? It might be loud.
You're loud.
Did you voice meter?
No.
Oh, you should voice meter. It's loud.
Until Ambidex Game polling
It's
closes.
quite loud.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do,
Skip
Sigma?
it.
Oopsie. I forgot what button to press.
How are you going?
There we go.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jizzed all over my hand.
Yeah! Jizz up
So
for what?
we need to ally so we don't get our arm cut off.
Yeah.
Like,
Getting your hands cut off is bad. Spoilers. Spoilers, losing your hand is not a good thing.
Wow, the sound effects in this game are really lowered.
Luna and I stepped out of the AP room.
It's almost like we pressed a button to do that.
I could see the others filing out of the rooms as we did.
So you chose ally after all.
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind.
Really? Because boy, did it have consequences for you.
Yes.
When you chose to betray, and they cut your arm off, and then left you to bleed out like dicks.
Yeah, like they left us to bleed out like the android and alien.
Like they're just like, fuck this guy.
Because remember that
he's not human. That means he must die.
Yeah, but remember
and they all agreed, so they're all shitty people.
Remember the android and aliens, like after he fought the queen and he got ripped in half, and he's just like half of his body's laying there oozing white goo.
Most of the people weren't doing great at that point either, though.
But remember they just basically like dragged him.
Was it every male character except Quark that was with us when they decided to like kill me?
Yeah.
So all those characters are the bad people from Detroit. Like in Detroit Become Human, those are all the antagonist people that hate every android. Other people like, he's not even human. That means this is okay. And they like take us out and cut off our arm and leave us to die.
That's a mindset. That's like the easiest way to find who isn't
empathetic at all.
Yeah, who's a sociopath is when you like
you've been interacting with Sigma all game. He's clearly a person, even if he's not human. Like,
and in the moment,
even then we don't know if he's not human.
Yeah,
because we just know his arm's all weird. But I still am positing that it's supposed to be hooked up to a circulatory system, I believe. So one way or another, all of his blood must be white.
Yeah, but also at the same time, we found a gold file that was just like, arms are just like robot arms are a thing in the future. So like none of these people know about robot arms.
For once, the gold file itself has potentially a red herring in it, or something, because they introduced AI robot people and fake arms like back to back. Well, they've also introduced clones. So we have clones and fake arms and robot people. So we could actually think many different directions with Sigma of like, what the fuck's happening?
He is a clone with robot hands. But
turns out just old clones of white blood.
It's up to you.
As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure.
Did she forget about it?
I think she just doesn't care.
I think she's just Lunaing.
Yeah.
Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand.
Opened your hand?
I think I said this before, by the way, but it really bothers me. It still bothers me a week later that, like, in the previous timeline, he was just walking around with, like, blood hand everywhere.
Yeah.
And no one noticed. He carried somebody, they had a long conversation in a room, a bunch of stuff happened, then conveniently, at the last second when he gets 9 points, suddenly people notice for the first time that his hand's covered in white goo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What the hell is this?
Does Sigma's design have a scarf or an ascot or whatever the hell? Or is he just wearing a shirt? I can't remember if he has a thing tied to his neck or not.
He might have an ascot.
So I was like, he should probably use that if he has that, but I can't remember if I'm imagining that, or if that might be his character design from a different game.
Virtues last.
I feel like it would complement his design a little bit. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
To have like a headband or whatever, like tied around his arm or something somewhere.
He does
like
not.
Like a red one on his blue shirt.
Yeah. Well, who is he? He's not Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
No, I meant like an armband.
Oh.
Like you have like a headscarf that you tied to your arm. That one, you know, that look they do in anime.
I'm trying to find.
I think Prompto has that or something.
I'm trying to find like. Okay, yeah. So he has nothing. He's just got the jumpsuit.
Yeah. All right. So he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Well, not even a hanky.
Not even a honky.
It couldn't be blood, could it? No. That was impossible.
By the way, I can't believe that in a game we've been playing for like 60 hours, I had to just ask you what our character looks like. Because we never see him.
Yeah.
And we can't reliably recall what his character design is. Because he's off camera the entire game. Even when there's a gathering of everyone in 3D, he's mysteriously gone.
All according to Kekaku.
It still bothers me that every time they show like all the voting people and everyone, all the 3D models are standing there, and Sigma's just not there.
Yeah.
Like he's a ghost.
No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times.
What? Oh, okay.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. We're getting, what we're getting now is, The Sixth Day. You ever see that?
No.
Really, it's a Schwarzenegger movie.
Why would I watch every Schwarzenegger movie?
Oh, wait, you don't care about Bruce Schwarzenegger.
No.
You care about Bruce Willis. It's the movie about clones.
Okay.
And when you're cloned, your clone has all your memories. In the Sixth Day. And so, like, you can tell you're a clone because you look under your eye and there's these little dots. It's like, oh, fuck, I'm a clone. I thought I was a person. It's like that idea, like, the Sigma is likely a recreation of a person that has all that person's memories. Or just made up ones. I don't know. He certainly doesn't have K's memories, judging by the story we got.
Yeah.
About his childhood, where he was an adorable little armor man.
Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult.
I feel like the reveal of the K flashback with that art style had to be that K's dad was Dr. Light, right? Like he looked like one of the robot masters.
Right?
But every single time I had bled red, like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Are you saying this out loud? Like people are gonna notice.
Yeah, apparently he's saying that out loud because we just finished the internal thing.
Sigma, what are you doing?
Just looking at my blood.
Sigma just holds his hands up, nothing, and then just blood gushes everywhere.
Just squirts out like an attack.
Yeah.
Sigma uses bleed.
Get the hell over here.
Why?
They're gonna show the results.
Yeah, right.
Someone sees the white stuff in your hand, you're like, sorry, we don't get a lot of private time around here. He's already been a mega perv like 10 times.
You try to wipe it off on yourself and it just keeps coming out and you're just like, it was a really good time. Like
we've already been a mega perv so many times that it makes sense. I want to point out the problem here with having an arm that's attached to your circulatory system that can bleed is that it's like being a shit, what's it called? Hemoglycerin? It's the disorder where you don't clot. So you're just like fucked if you bleed.
Oh.
Like, it's like that. Like it's like you just have a thing where if you ever get a wound there, it won't clot, so you will just bleed out.
Yeah, but like why wouldn't there just be an emergency shutoff for your arm? It's a robot arm. Why wouldn't you just be able to say like, hey, this arm's bleeding, could you cease having blood go to it? I don't need to be able to use it because it literally has to be taken off and re-sewn. Like my skin's not going to close up. It's not real skin. So I need to like stop, like everything needs to get stopped and I need this arm to
The alternative thing is if he's a robot and that's his whole body, then like presumably he needs that fluid. It seems like kind of a design flaw. Anyone could be like, poke, I've defeated your robot soldier. Like they permanently bleed out the moment they get one rupture.
I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Skip.
Results from round, please.
Oh, can you not skip?
Bomb.
We also never see Sigma's face here.
Yeah, he's just not one of the real people. It's just a weird element of the game.
Oh. What? I am so glad we showed up. Because it was so important for us to know the... whoa, K, Quark, and Phi and Sigma, Luna, Clover have the same spread.
Yeah. Everyone's doing really good except those two people. Aside from Tenmyoji and Alice, everyone could win next round.
Yeah.
And then just like, 8-7's a pretty good ratio. Let those people out, fuck it.
Points have been agreed.
This is incredible. Look, everyone voted ally.
Oh my god, poor Luna. She's like, this is all I ever wanted is everyone to get along.
Have we gotten that to happen one more time in the past or never?
No, I think someone's always betrayed.
Because I think I think the only betrayal before was either us or Phi in the recursive loop against each other. Yeah.
You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well.
You think Dio would really want Alice to die because she's one of the agents that are specifically fighting against his exact organization.
But he planted like 4 bombs. What does he care?
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
For me, though, I'm like, why does Dio sabotage anything ever then to reveal that he's the villain if he is already blowing the whole place up?
Because Dio's a bad villain.
Like, I understand why he may be. We still don't know though. He may or may not be the person who kills Luna, and it might be because Luna might witness Dio planting the bomb in that area.
Yeah.
And then get killed in some timelines, but only some timelines. But that's confusing because it's the same room as Alice's death, so it's all muddied up where we can't tell if, like, did she get sick and kill herself, or did Alice kill her first, or did Dio unrelatedly kill her? Because presumably Alice kills herself in every timeline, unless Dio's coincidentally killing the Radical 6 victim.
Yeah, I don't...
Or unless Dio's killing her in the same room she kills herself in when she has Radical 6.
I'm gonna assume that I think it's a safe assumption to just take away that Alice is killing herself in every timeline.
But then Dio probably...
Which means that Dio is genuinely just trying to, like, skirt the line here and be like, just trying to survive and just trying to get 9 so he can bail out because the bombs are already planted. So I don't think he's actively a murderer.
Do you think he kills Luna at all? Or do you think that's Alice or maybe Luna getting sick and killing herself?
I don't know. I think it might be...
No matter what the answer is, everyone else is still an idiot for not suspecting Dio.
Yes.
Because he literally was holding the murder weapon a minute ago. The twist might be that he didn't use it, and the comments will be like, who already know the future, will probably be like, no, Dio's not the murderer, but like, he's clearly the suspect, except the game doesn't realize that. The writing's too stupid to realize he's a suspect. I don't know.
I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
That facial expression.
Yeah.
Sigma?
I think my favorite part is that, like, Kay is the most expressive.
He's a weird posing anime statue guy.
He's the most accurately expressive person because you can't see his, like, mouth features, so he can't make weird mouths in relation to things, so only his eyes move.
He has to do incredibly specific facial expressions.
Yeah, so, like, the eyes can look happy when he's happy.
He's the one person where if he got the Clover glitch that makes them have the same expression no matter what, we wouldn't question it because it'd be like, oh, I guess this is what his mask looks like.
Yeah.
Like, it just always looks like that.
Couldn't you just transfer that bug to another character?
Yeah. Yeah, like Radical 6.
Maybe that's what Zero Time Dilemma is about.
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Looks like we all allied. That's, great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
You're a terrible liar is the main problem right now.
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke?
No, now that I know I'm a robot, I have forgotten what humor is.
I was about to say, I was like, Sigma robot does not know human humor.
Man, what a plot twist it'll be. We find out that both characters that have stupid names are both robots. Like Sigma and Phi. Like, oh no, they're both robots. Almost as if they were named like robots.
Unfortunate.
Pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed throughout the warehouse.
Still haven't found Dead Girl. You notice that?
Ambidex gates have closed.
Dead girl.
The old lady?
They didn't find her in this timeline?
No, we still have not found dead old lady.
I thought she was in
No.
I don't know.
No, we've only had Quark pass out from Radical 6 and then Alice pass out from Radical 6.
Oh.
We've never found the dead old lady.
I don't know. There's so many checkboxes to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like, is this a timeline where Quark's sick? Is this a timeline where
That flowchart's really easy. It's
well, yeah, the Quark one. But I mean, like, just trying to keep the timeline straight of, like, is Alice currently dead in this timeline?
No.
Do they know where the old lady is?
No.
Did the elevators move in this timeline
No.
for some reason? Like, the sheer number of different things that have happened that sometimes happen in, like, 5 timelines.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep straight which ones are currently true because the setting never changes.
I agree.
And also, you don't get to see stuff in a 3D space, so you don't properly understand your surroundings sometimes.
Yeah.
For a game that like people say, one of the ongoing explanations of why it's so overly verbose and over-explains itself and re-explains itself so often is that people say that it's because you're supposed to be playing it like on a portable device that you're picking up and playing for like 10 minutes at a time and coming back, so it has to keep re-explaining crap or you'll get confused and lost. But its entire premise makes that happen, because you can't tell what the current situation is if you come and go.
Yeah.
Which is proved by the fact that we played this entire game where we play it like 4 to 6 hours at a time, then come back a week later, because that's our schedule.
Yeah.
And that makes it, and so you have moments where you're like, is the old lady alive? I don't know. I mean, not she's always dead, but I mean, do we know where she is? Do we know what the pods are? Like, which things do we know in each timeline? It's like an impossible thing to keep track of 18 times.
Yeah, it's
Round 3 of the
it's curious.
Open the gates as many times as we want to. Then that means
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
Fuck you.
yeah.
Like that one I mastered, just like.
Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Okay.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at him, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion.
Why don't you close your fist and then hand it to him? You don't have to hold your hand open, Sigma, so blood just gushes.
Fist to hide the cut. That if you're squeezing too hard, that the knuckles are white. 'Cause it means the fluid's squeezing out.
So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're the other 2 colors left in the color wheel.
Yeah, if you
That's
know
how the wheel works.
If you know what I am as a solo, you can deduce what the other 2 are as solos.
Yeah.
There's only 3 options.
They're green and blue.
What?
It's RGB. We're using the RGB wheel.
I don't like the RGB wheel. I grew up with the other one. That's
YMK?
green. I can't think of green as primary. I don't like it. It fucks with me.
Really?
Yeah.
They're probably green and blue.
Why is that?
Cause
Don't you see
RGB,
them?
bitch.
There are a bunch of white doors in the floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
You know what's bothering me about K, I just realized, is
What?
that his animation of breathing has his armor
Breathe.
Yeah, like his armor's breathing, and that's just not how armor works.
Yeah.
Each one
Not
had
that kind of
box just
armor.
like the doors on floor A.
Yeah, he's like excessively expressive and wobbly at all times when he
Yeah.
shouldn't be, because he should be like wobbling inside the armor that's otherwise static.
Yes.
It'd be one thing if it was like he was wearing like I mean,
If he's wearing a jumpsuit, that's different.
I was
But-
thinking like a bulletproof vest and stuff like that. But even
Oh.
that stuff, I don't know if it moves that much when you're breathing.
No.
Like, but he's
Not to
wearing,
that
he's
extent.
wearing mega armor.
Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Yep. Glad we're all on the same page that we discussed like 5 minutes ago.
Yay.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Might as well all
What
go.
will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
Is it my hand? Nothing's wrong with my hand. Stop talking about my hand.
So green and blue. Did we say who was cyan? We just met the cyan pair, right?
Yeah. I think
Was it Tenmyoji? Or was it...
no, I think K and Dio.
Were they the cyan one?
Yeah, I think they're the cyan pair.
Yeah, because that's who we have to go with. Because we're red.
Oh.
Yeah. K and Dio. People that murder each other.
Good.
In most timelines.
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk?
That thing that happens all the time?
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Yeah, a private talk coming from the man who just opens doors without anybody being ready for it.
What are you guys
privately
plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Well,
It's almost like he's paranoid because he's the one that's full of secrets.
Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door.
Yeah, that's pretty much his personality.
yeah.
Tenmyoji and Kei quickly followed. Quay.
Kawaii.
In only moments, all three had disappeared.
Wow, in only moments.
In only moments.
In only moments.
'Cause I'm only
You
human.
can be shocked how quickly people can leave a room.
So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Damn, girl.
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object.
This is where she comes out like, I am also a Cylon. We must overthrow the humans. Ultimate plot twist for Luna.
I'd be down. I would help Luna out with anything.
Yeah.
I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off.
Show us a map.
I'm so glad you're like me, Sigma.
What?
Die.
The garden.
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
Judging by previous scenes, that I think the writer agrees and keeps sending us here for these conversations.
Yeah, for some reason.
Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
Okay.
She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her.
Ugh.
So, what did you want to talk to me about?
You look all lumpy from this side.
Yeah, you do kind of look messed up from this side. Can we get a redo on that?
Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom and it made an almost what?
Imperceptible.
Imperceptible winding noise.
It means hard to detect.
That didn't sound hard to detect. I heard it.
Well, yeah, it's a sound effect in a Japanese game. Do you know how loud every sound is in these games?
When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me.
Huh?
Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really.
What?
So I've sort of always been alone.
What?
It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time, and it hurt.
I feel like she's actually going to come out to us with something.
What the fuck? Who would not want to be around Luna? She's the nicest living organism in the apparently the universe. Like everyone else is scum. How is Luna alone? I will not tolerate
I felt
this.
Like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out.
Oh my god. Luna.
That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Do you?
Do I?
Don't. I have no idea what that is.
No.
Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it.
Of course Sigma would now know something. Unless he's just trying to impress her.
Maybe.
I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Talatal and Mello get asked to find a bluebird by this old woman. And they travel to the dream world.
Wow. At first I was like, oh yeah, title. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, TYL, TYL. There's two L's too. That's a nightmare of a name.
Yeah.
Or something. Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in the hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
Oh god, it's probably one of those like old-timey stories where like everyone dies and the world ends. Like
it's one of those stories where you find out like it's the pre-Disney version of it, where it's like, and then after a lifetime of walking painfully on her broken fucking legs, the Little Mermaid jumped into the ocean and became sea foam and died. Like, oh, new world.
That was Aladdin, but nice try.
Shut up. Shut up. Quiet. Now it's Little Mermaid.
No, that's not how that works.
It's a song you can put on all of them because it's so generic.
Somewhat. I mean, I don't think it works really well for what's it called, for like Snow White.
No,
just because you wake up in a place.
But there's a lot of Disney movies about a whole new world.
I don't think it's culturally sensitive to wake up.
Just put that song into like Moana.
Like I feel like it's not culturally sensitive to wake up in a house full of dwarves and be like, a whole new world, a magic place I never knew.
The prince kisses you, you wake up, a whole new world. Or like, let it go.
Yes, when Til and Mittil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay, thanks.
I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt.
Doesn't even
matter.
matter.
But I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Okay.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til-Til.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
This music makes me not want to say sure, but sure.
It literally just switches over to creepy time.
Yeah.
Where did you find Alice?
What does it have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
She's gonna catch us in the lie.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
gonna realize that we've never been to the garden. Morphogenic feels.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice.
It's time for the map to matter for like the first time ever.
And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense.
She's the nicest and smartest character.
Okay, look, so there was this one timeline where everyone died.
There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Don't sass me, woman.
Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
A what?
Yeah, it's a strong leap, isn't it? Unless she's a robot, which she's also always been here.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying that whenever Dio accuses people of something, it's because he's the one that is that stuff. So, like, is she a robot?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
They couldn't just dye it red?
That's what I said, right? I was like, why didn't they
their
just...
whole goal to make it pretend human?
Yeah.
Why don't they make the liquid the right color? That seems odd to me. Well, I don't want to say I called it, but...
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really phased me.
Do you think we're ever gonna go... Oh! Do you think we're gonna go full Terminator?
What?
Do you think we're gonna, like, get, like, attacked and, like, robot hands? Like, start falling apart?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I want to see Terminator Sigma.
Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid.
That's dangerous. That's blood. Like we just established, that's blood.
Yeah.
Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I need to stop doing that.
But also, if you're that cut, why aren't you wrapping it? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, seriously.
Do you not care about yourself? You're bleeding so much. Like, I don't know if I've ever bled that much.
I've never bled that much.
Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations. But are they real heart palpitations? Because I'm a robot.
They're heart palpitations.
Do it. Do it, Sigma, do it.
That'd be the worst heartbeat ever. Like a doctor puts his like what is that called? The
stethoscope.
Stethoscope to your heart. Yeah, it's just like do it,
Do it.
You seem to be stressed about something. Do you want to do something?
Do it. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
So. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't just read them in a golden file that no one acknowledges in this game for some reason.
Where she's about to explain us that I'm not allowed to hurt her.
Yeah.
They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov.
It's
that
definitely-
he used in several of his stories.
It's definitely one thing that would explain why Sigma just sits there passively whenever people are escaping that he could stop. It's like, I'm not allowed to hurt people.
He doesn't, though.
He never does anything in any timeline. We have to wait for like Alice to come swooping in.
That's
to be
not
like,
true at
I'm
all.
gonna get to you. Wah-ha!
He did attack somebody.
When?
Well, twice he's stopped Alice and Quark from killing themselves.
Yeah, that's the opposite of attacking somebody.
No,
That's
but he has-
specifically preventing them from literally killing themselves on the spot.
True.
Every time somebody's like escaping through the door or Dio's doing something, we're always just like standing there. No, wait! Shouting your name. That's all we can do. Like,
No.
it sucks so much.
We tackled Dio.
On the Mars,
Yeah,
is that the only act of violence we've done all game?
I think so.
I think it might be. Maybe.
So we broke the law.
Oh shit! Was it us or Phi? No, it was us.
That was us.
Yeah.
Was it Phi? Oh,
Hey! This would be weird if we've never seen him yet, but maybe
Yeah.
we had to get here.
you can keep going. I'm not gonna read these rules.
A robot may not injure a being or through inaction allow any
Here.
being to come to harm. See, so he couldn't not attack that one guy. The robot is not allowed to let those two people hurt themselves.
Okay.
Through inaction. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws.
So then, Sigma's not a robot because Sigma actively killed an entire room of people by choosing betray so that he could get 9.
Maybe.
No, that's not maybe. He actively in a timeline tried to kill everybody.
Yeah.
So
Well, he didn't know it was going to kill everybody.
he's pretty
A lot
aware.
of them are all trying to pretend like, I'll come back with help. And then they go out like, fuck, I'm on Mars.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the idea
I
is
didn't
that
plan this out.
he was going to trap them there. No, he is going to kill them because he knows the bombs are there and the bombs are going to go off.
In most timelines, he doesn't know the bombs are there.
This is unacceptable. What is the timeline where Sigma remembers everything?
The last one.
Where is it?
In about 30 hours.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those before. I watched that iRobot movie once. Good movie. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it.
Why?
Because realistically trying to program that into a robot would make literally no sense, because by programming those laws into a robot, you would then be taking away its self-awareness and free will, which means that you haven't actually created self-aware artificial intelligence, you've just created another pre-programmed machine. So, like, robots that are self-aware...
Well, it's not laws of AI, it's laws of robotics.
Yes. But like
that's what they're called.
Well, yeah, but the theory here is that robotics is indicating a machine that operates independently from a person.
Yeah, but none of this says that it has to be self-aware or independent. It's just the programming that you should put into robots is not to hurt people.
But then you can't do that because to not let humans come to harm is impossible without having an awareness of what harm could be to humans.
So you include that.
You can't though, because in the moment you do that, then the robot has to be self-aware, but it can't be.
It doesn't have to be self-aware.
Or it has to be aware of what harm could be to humans. But to program that, you need awareness to know. You need the ability to see an entire situation and be able to create the line of thought that goes, if this person jumps off bridge, they will die. Which is something that you would only be able to know you have a concept of death as an idea.
Yeah.
And you can't have a concept of death without being aware of your own demise.
Yeah, you can.
How?
All you have to do is program in that concept.
But then you would know that death could come for you.
Not if you're not self-aware.
But how would you be able to draw the conclusion that death could happen, but just not to you?
It's literally just a cause and effect situation. This thing causes this to happen, therefore avoid this happening.
So you'd program
Period.
every single possible situation a person could die in?
Not even just that. You can literally, a machine, a program could know about the concept of death without literally being a self-aware living creature that knows it will die.
No, but it cannot.
There's nothing stopping that.
No, I know, but it can't prevent death.
Yeah, it can.
No,
it has
because
to have a way of preventing it, like by having a body or whatever.
Okay, so within the grand theory that you would program a robot to be aware of every type of death-like situation that could kill a person, the next problem is that preventing them to do that would require, you would then, what? You'd have to also program an immense amount of
I mean, is your argument that programming a body that can walk around and make decisions would be hard? Because
No.
I agree.
No,
that's not really good. That doesn't mean that it has to be self-aware.
No, the argument I'm saying is that in order for a machine to be able to deduce not only that a person is within the realm of harm, like they will die, but also it needs to come up with a solution to prevent the death. Like, that is almost too much.
No.
Okay. I mean, it just feels like it's too much because to some capacity, like, how would you have...
There's no correlation here. Something just being complicated doesn't mean it becomes then self-aware along the way of being complicated.
It's not that it becomes self-aware because it's complicated. I'm saying
but you're saying that there's a really complicated problem, therefore it's impossible. But
no,
like you can put like infinite data and calculations and variables into a program, basically.
But the problem is that it has no way. Like the problem I'm trying to say is that there's no.
It's like how you can program a car that it shouldn't crash without it knowing that the concept of death. And that, oh no, if I crash too hard, I'll become out of use, and then I'll be the dead car. Like, it could just have self-preservation in that it's not supposed to crash into things. Or people. Which is really what happens right now,
but
actually?
like,
it's just like a more complicated version of that.
But then the idea that you can't bring harm to humans is a moral quandary. Like,
no.
What defines harm? Are they predefining what harm is? Harm counts as like you can bruise somebody, but you can't kill them, or is harm like you cannot make any decisions that are moral based on, you cannot make a decision that is moral based that could cause. Wait, you cannot make.
I can't tell what you're trying to say.
Wait, Luna's a robot.
I just want to point out though. I just want to point out real quick how fucked up the window is. Can you look at how fucked up that window is?
Yes.
Look at the top of the window.
Doesn't
the
make
top
any
left
sense.
corner of the window
It just
loses its mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shapes lose all cohesion and stretch into several different sizes, and it just like the top part of the screen, that window just loses its mind and the hexagon breaks.
Luna's
like what happened up there?
Luna's a robot.
She might be. I made the argument last time that that's why she never votes.
Yeah, she can't vote.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like I was saying before that I don't think she never. Whenever she's in a pair, she doesn't actively take part in the vote, and I think that whenever she is solo, I think she just sits there. And waits for it to ally.
But more. The reason she was dead in the room with Alice was because she failed to stop Alice from killing herself, which means she broke one of the laws of robotics.
So you think she suicided?
I think her program terminated herself for failure.
The program didn't terminate itself because she has an injection.
Well, yeah, it terminated itself.
By the drug.
So she killed herself because she failed her programming, which is if she's a robot, she was programmed to kill herself upon failure.
I don't know about that. That's not part of the rules. Because the rules don't say kill yourself if you witness a death or anything like that. They just say not to do certain things.
Well, yeah, but
to try to do other things.
What was the zero rule?
I don't remember. We might learn about it in a second.
Okay.
I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed. I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
No.
That's also not true.
That's called being a human. Humans do not have the laws of robotics, but we seem to be
not having
living.
the 3 laws just make like especially if we're trying to talk about if we're assuming it's an AI.
Yeah.
Then not having those laws just means you're more fully independent and have no limitations on you.
Yes.
That's a weird sentence.
That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes.
Are you saying the people that aren't good people are just plastic?
Yes.
Like, what is this argument?
Racist.
You're a good person. That means you're real.
Like, what is this argument?
Sounds like something out here in Detroit.
Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes. Well,
how?
you should be able to tell us.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us.
Where we find out somebody else saw this?
But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Fi.
I'm the other robot.
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
This bell pepper, super fresh.